Have you ever felt it? That quiet tension in the air. The way she looks at you, then quickly looks away. The way conversations feel deeper, but nothing is ever said. And you ask yourself the question every man has asked at least once. Is she attracted to me? Or am I just imagining it? Here's the truth most men never hear. Women rarely express desire the way men do. They don't announce it. They don't chase openly, and they almost never confess first. Instead, desire leaks out subtly, through behavior, emotion, and psychology. Today, we'll break down 5 powerful psychological signs a woman is secretly desiring you, explained through female mindset research and filtered through Stoic wisdom, and so you don't overreact, chase or destroy attraction. Watch until the end, because the final sign is the one 99% of men misinterpret, and misunderstanding it is why so many lose women they already had. Before we begin, subscribe, like this video, and watch till the end, because this may change how you see women forever. Stoic Foundation. Before we dive in, understand this. Stoicism is not about manipulation. It's about clarity, emotional control, and self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In attraction, the Stoic man does not beg, chase, or overinterpret. He observes. He understands human nature, and he acts or doesn't from calm strength. Now let's begin. Sign 1. She creates emotional space just for you. This is the first and perhaps the most subtle sign of desire. Yet most men completely miss it. A woman who is secretly attracted to you does not always express it through obvious flirting, teasing, or compliments. Instead, she creates emotional space, a private lane, exclusively for you. She opens herself in ways she doesn't with anyone else. She may share thoughts she doesn't share with others, even small opinions or reflections that reveal her inner world. Ask about your past values or worldview as if she is silently mapping your soul. Speak differently to you than she does to other men, with a tone of curiosity, warmth, or subtle intimacy. Psychologists call this selective emotional investment. It's rare. It's meaningful. Women do not emotionally open unless they feel safety plus attraction. Here's the important Stoic insight. She may not compliment you. She may not flirt. She may even appear neutral at times. Yet in her calm, measured way, she leans into emotional depth with you. She asks questions like, what motivates you? What do you really want in life? How do you see relationships? This is not casual curiosity. It is vetting mixed with desire. She's subconsciously asking, could this man be emotionally significant to me? Is he someone I can trust, someone worth investing in? The fatal mistake most men make. They misread this depth for opportunity. They rush, they overshare. They dump their past traumas, their fears, their insecurities. They mistake intimacy for a free pass and turn emotional depth into an emotional burden. This destroys attraction. And the Stoic approach. Stay grounded. Your emotional stability is magnetic. Speak calmly. Let your words be measured, deliberate, and thoughtful. Reveal slowly. Depth is not a race. Make depth feel safe, not heavy. True desire grows in emotional tension, not in emotional flooding. Think of it like this. A woman creates a channel of connection. If you rush, spill everything at once, or react emotionally, you collapse the channel. But if you respect the space, respond with calmness, and share selectively, she will lean in naturally. She will start investing more of herself. Not because you begged or proved yourself, but because you remain a steady, emotionally anchored presence in her life. And this is the paradox of Stoic attraction. The less you force emotional closeness, the more she gravitates toward it on her own terms. She doesn't just desire you physically. She desires the man who can hold emotional space without panic, without drama, without neediness. This is the foundation of lasting attraction. Not games, not manipulation, but emotional strength paired with patience and subtlety. Sign 2. She notices small details about you. This one is pure psychological gold, and most men completely miss it. A woman who desires you pays attention even when she doesn't need to. Not in obvious ways, not with grand gestures, but in subtle, almost imperceptible ways that reveal her mind is focused on you. She remembers how you take your coffee, your preference for sugar, cream, or black. Something you mentioned weeks ago, a passing comment about a book, a hobby, or a personal belief. Your tone when you're quiet. She notices the weight of your words before you even speak. Your mood before you say anything. She senses tension, excitement, or calm even in silence. Attention is currency, and women do not invest attention unconsciously unless emotion is involved. Psychology confirms this. When attraction forms, the brain prioritizes memory related to the desired person. She is literally filing you into her mental catalog, keeping track of your nuances and signals. She might casually mention these observations in conversation. You seemed different last time. Didn't you say you hated crowded places? You're calmer today than usual. She's reading you, analyzing, testing it, but quietly, subconsciously. Most men make a fatal mistake here. They become excited. They seek reassurance. They say things like, "Wow, you really notice me. Do you like me?" This breaks the subtle dynamic entirely. It signals neediness and it shifts attraction from curiosity to expectation. And the Stoic response is different. Say nothing. Let her observations pass without comment. Smile slightly. A subtle acknowledgement is enough. Stay present. Continue your life, your conversation, your purpose. True confidence does not ask for confirmation. It does not need validation from another. It quietly allows others to reveal themselves without pressure. When you master this, the effect is almost imperceptible, but it is magnetic. A woman who desires you will feel seen, understood, and connected, without you even having to make a move. Her attention grows, her curiosity deepens, and her desire emerges naturally. Remember, in attraction, less is often more. Observation without reaction builds intrigue. Curiosity without confirmation builds desire. And subtlety, the quiet, unspoken awareness of each other, is the strongest form of psychological pull. This is why noticing small details is not trivial. It is the language of female desire.
Sign 3. She tests your emotional stability.
This is where most men completely misread women and lose attraction without even realizing it. When a woman desires you, she doesn't always show it openly. Instead, she tests your emotional stability. Not because she wants to manipulate you, not because she wants to hurt you, but because true attraction is rooted in strength, and she wants to know if you have it. She might disagree with you suddenly, even over something small, just to see if you remain confident. Pull back slightly, creating a subtle tension that tests patience and emotional control. Tease you, lightly challenging your composure or humor. Delay replies not to punish, but to observe your reaction. Mention another man casually. A silent question. How secure are you with yourself? Psychology calls this subconscious verification. She isn't consciously testing you. Her mind is looking for one thing. Is this man emotionally centered or reactive? Her subconscious seeks calm, stable energy, the kind that signals safety, maturity, and leadership. From a Stoic perspective, this is a moment to practice mastery over the self. Epictetus reminds us, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Why is this relevant? A reactive man loses power instantly. He explains too much. He justifies himself. He chases reassurance. He tries to prove his worth. All of these reactions signal insecurity, and insecurity is unattractive. A calm man, however, gains power. He observes. He stays centered. He does not react impulsively. He allows tension to exist without collapsing under it. Stoic mastery and practice. Remain calm, no matter what test arises. Do not change your tone. Speak consistently, no overcompensation. Do not compete. Your value is not determined by comparison. Do not ask why curiosity without judgment is enough. Emotional steadiness is magnetic because it communicates safety. She knows you won't blow up over small issues. Leadership. You maintain control of yourself and the situation. Maturity. Your composure demonstrates life experience and self-discipline. A woman senses this deeply, even if she cannot articulate it. The subconscious mind is drawn to emotional equilibrium. She feels safe enough to desire you because she trusts you will not be destabilized by her emotion or by life itself. Remember, women are biologically wired to seek stability in men, not drama. Testing is a natural response to desire. Most men fail because they interpret these tests as rejection, criticism, or disinterest. They react emotionally, and attraction collapses before it had a chance to grow. The Stoic solution? Stay grounded. Observe without judgment. Respond thoughtfully on if at all. Let attraction develop naturally through your calm and consistent energy. A man who masters this is not only desired, he becomes irresistible, because calm strength cannot be taught or faked. Sign 4. She seeks your validation without asking for it. This sign is powerful and deeply psychological. When a woman desires you, she begins to care about how she is perceived by you, but she will almost never ask for your approval directly. Why? Because directly asking for validation feels vulnerable, and vulnerability for a woman risks emotional exposure and loss of control, so instead she seeks validation indirectly. She might mention achievements casually as if they don't matter. She might subtly change her behavior when you're around. She might adjust her appearance, not dramatically but noticeably. She might look to you first in group settings, watching your reaction, and often, she observes your response more closely than anyone else's. She's watching, not because she is insecure, but because your opinion carries weight in her emotional world. Psychology refers to this as implicit validation seeking, the unconscious desire to feel valued by someone whose judgment matters. What she is really asking, without words, is this: does this man see me as valuable? And here is where most men destroy attraction without realizing it. The biggest mistake men make: they overvalidate, they compliment excessively, they praise without restraint, they attempt to boost her ego at every opportunity. But validation that is too easy feels meaningless, and meaninglessness kills attraction. The Stoic way is different. A Stoic man offers measured, grounded validation. Never exaggerated, never desperate, never transactional. No pedestal, no performance, no overreaction. His approval feels rare because it is genuine. A simple, "that suits you. Interesting perspective. You handled that well." Nothing more. Because his validation is not a gift he gives away freely. It is a reflection of discernment. Scarcity increases value, not as a tactic but as a consequence of self-respect. When your approval is calm, selective, and rooted in character, it carries weight. And when a woman feels that your validation is earned, not handed out, desire deepens naturally, not because you tried to impress her, but because you remained grounded in who you are. That is Stoic attraction. Sign 5. Most misunderstood. She holds back. This is where most men lose women they never even realized they had. Because men are taught to look for obvious signs. Constant texting, clear flirting, emotional availability. But female desire doesn't work that way. When a woman truly desires you, she often does not move forward aggressively. She restrains herself. She doesn't text too much, and even when she wants to. She avoids obvious flirting, even when attraction is present. She keeps her emotions controlled, even when she feels something growing. And at times she may even appear distant. To an untrained eye, this looks like disinterest. But psychologically, it is the opposite. Desire creates vulnerability. And vulnerability is risky. For women, emotional exposure carries a deep cost. Fear of rejection, fear of losing control, fear of appearing needy, fear of giving power to the wrong man. So instead of moving closer, she pauses. Psychology calls this approach avoidance conflict. She wants closeness. She wants connection. She wants to feel you emotionally. But at the same time, she fears what that closeness might cost her. So she holds back. She watches how you behave in the space she creates. She observes whether you become anxious or grounded, whether you chase or remain centered, whether you pressure or respect her emotional boundaries. And this is where most men fail. The common male mistake. Men interpret restraint as rejection. They pull away suddenly. They become cold and distant. They try to teach her a lesson. They attempt to regain control by withdrawing affection. But all this does is confirm her fear. That emotional closeness leads to instability. Stoic clarity changes everything. A Stoic man does not punish uncertainty. He does not react emotionally to ambiguity. He remains consistent, calm, respectful, grounded. He understands that desire needs safety to grow. Consistency signals strength. Patience signals confidence. Emotional control signals leadership. When a woman feels safe to desire you, without pressure, without consequence, her restraint dissolves naturally. She leans in on her own terms. She opens without being asked. She reveals without being chased. Attraction does not deepen through force. It deepens through trust in your emotional stability. And that is why this sign is so misunderstood. Because what looks like distance is often desire waiting to feel safe. What Stoicism teaches about attraction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never depend on the admiration of others. There is no strength in it." This single line destroys one of the greatest illusions men carry about attraction. Most men believe attraction is something you earn. Through effort, performance, pleasing, or persistence. Stoicism teaches the opposite. The moment you begin depending on admiration, you hand over control of your emotional state to someone else. And the moment a woman senses that your confidence requires her approval, attraction quietly begins to fade. Here is the paradox few men understand. When you stop chasing desire, desire begins to chase you. Not because you are playing games, not because you become cold or distant, but because you are no longer needy for an outcome. Women do not desire men who want validation. They desire men who do not require it to remain whole. A Stoic man wakes up with direction. He trains his body. He sharpens his mind. He builds something meaningful. And he carries himself with calm certainty, whether he is desired or not. This emotional independence is not arrogance. It is gravity. You see, attraction cannot be forced. It cannot be negotiated, and it cannot be extracted through effort. The more you push for it, the more it resists. Stoicism teaches patience over pressure, presence over performance, character over charm. You don't force attraction. You allow it to unfold, naturally, quietly, honestly. You stay grounded in your values. You control your reactions. You remain steady when outcomes are uncertain. And when a woman senses that being with you is a choice, not a requirement for your happiness, she feels safe to desire you. That is the deepest form of attraction. Not excitement, not intensity, but trust in your emotional strength. That is what Stoicism teaches, and that is why Stoic men are rarely ignored, even when they say very little. Final message. If a woman is secretly desiring you, you don't need to interrogate her feelings. You don't need to chase her attention, and you don't need to rush what nature unfolds in its own time. Desire does not respond to pressure. It responds to presence. You need clarity and the ability to see behavior without fantasy. You need patience, the discipline to let attraction breathe. And above all, you need Stoic control, mastery over your emotions when uncertainty appears. Because the moment you begin asking, forcing, or proving, you trade strength for insecurity, and insecurity is the fastest way to dissolve attraction. Observe her behavior, not her words. Words can be polite. Behavior is honest. Respect her pace and not your anxiety. Your anxiety belongs to you. Her rhythm belongs to her. And above all, remain grounded in who you are. A man who stands firmly in himself does not need to convince anyone of his worth. His calm does the talking. Understand this truth deeply. The strongest form of attraction is not excitement. It is not drama. It is not intensity. It is emotional safety combined with quiet strength. A woman desires the man she can relax around. The man who does not react, does not beg, does not compete. The man whose presence feels solid, predictable, and rare. So don't chase signals. Don't decode every message. And don't fear silence. If attraction is there, it will reveal itself. And if it isn't, your self-respect remains untouched. That is Stoicism. That is power. If this video gave you clarity, like it, subscribe, and comment Stoic below. I read every comment. And with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.